I feel like it's become a yearly tradition here, where I downplay an 0-2 start. So let's keep the streak alive. The 2021 league champ started the year off 0-2. The 2022 league champ, he started the year 0-2. Did you know that three of the playoff teams from 2021 started the year 1-2? Two of the playoff teams from 2022 started the year 1-2. And for those of you feeling yourself at 2-0, let me tell you this: in 2021, a 2-0 team went on to finish seventh overall, and in 2022, we had a couple of 2-1 teams start hot and then finish sixth and ninth. Nice, 6 and 9. Anyway, um, I'm not panicked. Don't be panicked. If you're 0-2, if you're 1-1, plenty of football left. Play the wire. Just be cool. Be cool. Don't go crazy. Let's all just be cool. I'm happy to see that folks are embracing the idea of a full reset for 2024's expansion that did pass. Did we mention that expansion passed? It's over. We're going to expand 12 teams next year. All right. Maybe I got ahead of myself. Maybe a full reset isn't set in stone. But I think it's probably the leading candidate at the moment, at least for me. We'll all have to get together one of these nights. We'll reconvene on another Sunday. We'll try and hash it out together. I want to hear your thoughts. I sincerely do. But when I see, we're dropping Nick Chubb and we're dropping J.K. Dobbins out to the waivers, that makes me feel like at least two other guys are on board with a full reset. Huh? Yeah, yeah, all right. We had a side mission last week. Last week's side mission was 30 flirty and thriving. Our winner was not thriving when I saw him on Sunday. But I have to thank him as well, because when I made my video announcing 30 flirty and thriving, I tripped all over my own dick by saying that we'd allow the person closest over or under 30 points, which was a lie. And I tried to correct that with funny little text pop outs. But in the spirit of 30 flirty and thriving, you can't be over 30. You have to be 30, right? So, not to fret though, because Joe, who went ahead and won, not only he covered both sides. He covered with 31 points on the over, and he had 27.7 something on the under. So he saved it for me. And not only did he win the side mission for last week, he also was the week's highest scorer. So, Joe, have yourself a day. Congratulations. Um, that's great. He's a double dipping son of a bitch. What a guy. Um, I hope that hangover really hurt, though, Joe. I hope it did. Anyway, we've got another side mission this week, of course. Let's get it going. Let's see what we got. I don't know what we got. What's it going to be? Oh, all I do is wean, no matter what. This week's side mission will be the team with the most winning players in their starting lineup. So, if those teams play and those players are on the winning side in their respective teams, we're gonna track that. Congrats, that'll be fun. Uh, and I think it goes to say that you know players that are on teams that win probably score more points than players on teams that lose. So I like this. This will be good. I'm feeling it. Um, a trade came in this morning, a very controversial trade. Maybe not necessarily that the trade itself was controversial, but that the parties involved seem to have a knack for doing this to each other, with each other. Um, Cody and Ryan, two peas in a pod that they are, had a 3-for-1 trade, which, I don't really know how I feel about a 3-for-1, but Cody sent old balls Mike Evans, who's playing like he found the fountain of youth this year. I don't know. He sent Mike Evans to Ryan for David Montgomery, who is kind of hurt right now. Zay Jones, who has been getting targeted in the Jags offense, but didn't catch a fucking ball last week. And Quay Walker, who actually is linebacker 3 overall and is probably a top 5 IDP option for the foreseeable future. So, and as much as I like to tease Ryan and bust his balls a little bit, just a little bit, I think he probably took a legitimate L on this trade. He claims that he values the bench space, which, yeah, who doesn't want open bench spots for all those delicious free agents that are out there right now? Um, but what he does, he acquires Mike Evans, who, yes, again, has had a monster couple of weeks, but those monster couple of weeks came against the Vikings week one, who had the 31st ranked defense last year, and the Bears in week two, who are the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL this year, with Baker Mayfield as the starting quarterback, who, don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on Baker. I'm just saying Baker is not Tom Brady. And Mike Evans didn't really necessarily flourish under Tom Brady either, right? Like, I think it's safe to say that the end is nigh, and we may have seen the best of Mike Evans for the remainder of the year. I don't know. I'm maybe getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I feel like Cody scooped a pretty big win on this one. Montgomery is going to be a surefire starter, maybe not a sexy pick, but he's going to get 10 to 15 carries a game, maybe a couple catches when he's back healthy. Um, the Lions are probably not looking to make this the full time Jameer Gibbs show for the rest of the year, right? Zay Jones, who, yeah, he's just, kind of an ancillary piece in the Jags offense, but he's already gotten 11 targets on the year, or no, 13 targets on the year. I think he had 7 targets week one, 6 targets last week. So clearly he's got value in that offense. And again, Quay Walker, who's linebacker 3 right now, on a Packers team that looks pretty good. So, I think Cody did pretty well for himself on this one. So we'll see. But that's my hot take. I think Cody walks away from this one laughing, honestly. We got a text from Matt the other day, and I agree. This year is off to a shit start. Injuries aside, we've lost, half of the top 12 running backs out of the draft. We've lost multiple quarterbacks right now to injuries, whether it's Rodgers in the heel and concussions for Richardson and uh, a calf injury for Joe Burrow, right? So we'll see. It's just pretty gross. It's very underwhelming, underachieving offenses. Right now, if we look at the top positions, um, top 10 wide receivers include the likes of Rashid Shaheed. He's wide receiver 2 overall. My guy Puka Nakua, who's wide receiver 6 overall. Nico Collins and Marvin Mims are wide receivers 9 and 10, respectively. Who didn't have that on their bingo card? Running back, we've got Kyron Williams, Brian Robinson, and Tyler Algier, all inside the top 10 of the position. Tight end, which sucks anyway, it's already toxic. But right now, we've got tight end 2 is Hunter Henry. Tight end 4 is Hayden Hurst. Tight end 7 is something called Kylan Granson. You get where I'm coming with this, right? This is just awful. It's gross. This is probably going to be the year of the shark. And what do I mean by the year of the shark? Well, obviously, sharks need to be in constant motion or they die. So you're going to have to consistently tinker with the roster, make moves, see what sticks, cut the dead weight. I know Ryan's ears perked up when I talked about making moves, but they actually have to be meaningful moves, Ryan, not ones where you pick up Isaiah Likely, because that's likely not going to get it done. See what I did there? Let's see. Quick look here. Um, a lot of movement still. We got teams moving up. We only got a couple teams moving backwards. Big runner up slides back to number 6. The mighty Coral slides back to number 2. Brian, how did Brian get up to number 5? I must have missed that. Brian backslides all the way to 9. Cody backslides to 10. I don't know. I'm moving up to 7. We'll just keep chipping away at that rock. We'll keep going. So there's a lot of moving and shaking in the league. We're looking pretty good. Um, Whoa, one last thing. One other thing I wanted to touch on. And I almost forgot. Given that offense is miserable, right? The other side of that coin obviously has to be that IDP is thriving, which is awesome. Um, right now, if you look at the waiver, well, I guess waivers ran, so this might not be the same. But if we go out and look at the waivers, as of this morning anyway, we had guys available that were outscoring the running back 4 overall. They were outscoring Raheem Mostert. We had guys available on the waivers that were outscoring Justin Jefferson, and they're defensive guys. So if there's a major downswing in offensive production, it stands to reason that obviously points are going to the other side of the ball, right? So there's been a huge uptick in IDP production, and man, that's really fun. Um, because it's targeting matchups, right? Try and prognosticate a couple weeks out. Which offensive line sucks? I'm going to pick up an edge rusher who's facing miserable offensive lines. See if I can scoop some sacks. Which teams are playing run-heavy offenses? I'm on draft. I want to pick up that linebacker, or even that linebacker two, and try and stack up some tackles next week. Sometimes you're going to hit a jackpot with Montez Sweat. Sometimes you're going to start Kayvon Thibodeau, and he's going to put up a goose egg. But the thrill is in the hunt, right? That's where it's at. It's a great time. Um, let's see. Let's take a quick look here. I'm going to go by defensive player. We'll go available. Yeah, right now we've got some dude named Trey Brown who's got 37 and a half points, just chilling, just hanging out here on the waivers. Razul Douglas, 33 points, just hanging out. Let's go to all. Let's go to flex. So, what did we say? 37 and a half points. There's a guy sitting on waivers right now that, yeah, is outscoring the 10th best flex player offensively, like in all offensive outside of quarterback. There's guys sitting out there that are outscoring Saquon Barkley, Marvin Mims, Stephon Diggs. You got to be watching this. You got to be making these plays. This is where it's happening. So I don't know. Keep your eyes open. Keep engaged. Make some trades. Rip off Ryan. Everybody appreciates that. Yeah, now's the time. This is where things really start popping. Uh, I'm in the thick of it, man. Fantasy football. All right, awful. I'm gonna go watch some football as we're speaking about it. Um, let's keep those text messages coming through. Let's talk about expansion plans for next year. What do we want to see? Do we want to see a clean sweep? Do we want to keep 4? What do we want to do? I'm open to suggestions. I want to hear some debate. So that's all I got for tonight. Catch you later.